What do you get when you combine supercars, ring making, CNCs, and Waterjet knives all under one roof? A workshop that needs a floor tough enough to survive it all. We're at Patrick Adair's 3,000 square foot fantasy factory, and today we're finishing what he started, laying down the most durable industrial grade metallic epoxy floor we've ever done. Stick around, this one's epic. What's up everybody, Mitch with Stone Coat Epoxy. We're back for an exciting project. This one's big, 3,000 square feet of epoxy flooring. We're teamed up with Patrick Adair with Patrick Adair Designs. He's an old friend. If you remember, if you're a lifer here, we did the Artisan Summit back in 2019. He was one of the speakers. Patrick has his hands in all sorts of different businesses. Patrick Adair Designs his ring business. He teaches folks how to make exotic, beautiful rings out of all different elements, different species of wood. It's a really cool channel, so go subscribe to that right now. He also provides the supplies, ships them right to your door to create those rings at Patrick Adair Supplies. One of my favorite parts, he dabbles in exotic cars. You gotta check some of these things out, and I'm kind of hoping if this floor turns out, I get to get behind the wheel of that McLaren, man. I don't know, I don't think I have enough insurance. Working with his brother, he also has a Waterjet Channel, pumping out Waterjet Knives, really cool stuff. Because he's working on cars, CNC, Waterjet, he needed a floor that is durable and is gonna protect that concrete. So we sent out some of our epoxy midcoat, some of our moisture seal epoxy primer, and his crew got to work. They did that first half of that project. They laid down some silver, some black metallic. They did very, very good job, but they're busy. They have a lot going on, so they hollered at us one more time and said, could you come wrap up this project? And this is my favorite part. They already did the grinding. The prep work was done. If somebody says I did the prep work, can you come do the marble? The answer will be absolutely yes every single time. I love putting down metallic floors. It's the morning of day 2, and we're about ready to start laying down some colors. The Stone Coat crew flew in yesterday morning from all over the country. We got Nate from Oregon, we had Rob coming in from New York, and Luke and I headed in from Texas. We all met at the airport and headed straight to the project. We laid down our moisture seal epoxy primer yesterday. That's our foundation layer. Gets that epoxy to bond very vigorously to that concrete slab. So like I said, all that prep work was completed, but we had to do a little cleaning. You never want to put epoxy over a dusty, dirty slab. So we cleaned it out, swept it out, and now we're addressing some of the less than ideal conditions of this slab. We had some unlevel concrete pits and damage that we had to fix. So there's a couple ways to go about that. We sell a product called our Floor Patch Pro. It's a 2-part product that cures very fast. It is sandable in about 20 minutes. We didn't have any of our Floor Patch Pro on site, so we pivoted. Another product the pros will do to fill in some damaged concrete using just regular old flooring epoxy is they'll thicken it with a clean, dry sand. The sand will settle into the low spots of that concrete, almost like a rebar, really strengthening it, and that the epoxy will still self-level. So it builds it up, and then by the time we bring that metallic on top, it's nice and smooth, overcoming a lot of that damage. Pro tip on the big jobs, get yourself a master mixer. We have Rob here, he's our pro rep. He's gonna help you with those big orders. If you're an epoxy pro and you do this for a living, he's gonna get you the best price and make sure you have everything you need that job goes successful.
Yeah, it's not just about price though, because Patrick is a longtime friend of Stone Coat, right? So Patrick had a big floor. He bought a new building here, as we see, and he had a big job, but he's got a big piece of equipment coming in, right?
Deadline, right?
A nice CNC. He's got a deadline. So the last 3,000 feet, which is a pretty daunting task. So we came in and did the rest of it here to help him out, get his machine in there, get his work up and going.
Right.
So just like Patrick, if you guys want to set up a call with me, head over to the stonecoatcountertops.com. Book a call on the pro page. You'll be able to set up an appointment for a time that works for you with my schedule, I'll hook you up with a Stone Coat Pro discount. We'll also talk through any of your jobs that you might have. We'll fill a cart for you, make it as easy as possible. I'll take care of you the rest of the way and the rest of the time with your jobs with Stone Coat.
So when we got to the job site, we had to work fast and furious. We're only here for 2.5 days. So we cleaned and we got mixing that Moisture Seal epoxy primer at a 2-to-1 ratio. And then it's time to spread the Moisture Seal all over the project. And that's at about a 1 to 2 ounce per square foot application rate. And what makes that change is how porous and soft your concrete is.
So the next problem we had though, Mitch, was it's 3,000 square feet.
Yeah.
So with 3,000 square feet, you need a team of guys.
You do need a team
because
of guys.
we used the Moisture Seal Pro, which you've got 30 minutes to work.
Yep.
You can't keep it in the bucket.
You gotta get
it's
it
going to
out.
exotherm. You're going to have problems.
Yep, you mix, pour out your ribbon and start spreading.
So what did we do?
We grabbed in help. So we kept you mixing. You mixed the whole entire.
I think I mixed the whole thing.
You mixed for
yeah.
2 hours pretty much.
Yeah.
And
my arms tired.
Yeah. And when we ran out of power and he just started running around the bucket with the drill.
Remember that?
Yes. You
I
got
was
real
sweating.
busy.
I barfed in that one.
Yeah, you did. So there was a little sticky spot, a little
Yeah,
chunky
sorry.
spot. Yeah. So an important step initially is you got to get the epoxy nice and tight to the wall without making a giant mess, especially around the Waterjet, the CNC, the real fancy equipment. We put Nate to work going around the perimeter with that 6-inch roller, cutting in nice and tight, get that epoxy primer all the way to the perimeter, right? So I'm angling that trowel, it's pushing all my mass away, walking back and forth, and you could really spread that quick.
Yeah.
But you gotta follow it up with a back roll. And what that back roll does is if you have any puddles, it's gonna smooth those out and that floor is gonna lay out as smooth as you can get it to go. Now we're back the next morning. The fun part, my favorite part, we're
cleaning.
mixing up colors.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say cleaning.
No, that's
No.
what Nate and that's true.
That's where Nate is right now.
Yeah, that's right.
He's still cleaning.
Yeah. So we've sanded, we've cleaned, we've got our mix station. We're gonna get ready. We're gonna glove up. And so this is silver and black, but it's mostly silver. So there's a dozen ways to put down a metallic marble floor, but keep in mind this is 3,000 square feet. If you're spending 20 minutes every 100 square feet to get your design, you're going to be here all day. So we're going to jam this out. So that being said, for those of you who are interested, we try to give away all the information we can on these videos, hoping you buy the products and try it out and have great success. But a lot of people need some of that hands-on training. So we offer a 3 and 5.5 day hands-on training class with countertops and flooring. I teach the flooring one personally. It's an epic class.
And I think one of the things that's great is that if you've done countertops and you're looking to transition and the only thing holding you back is having an opportunity to work on a floor, that's a great spot to get, and it's not expensive.
No,
it really isn't.
And that's a great valid point, because that's exactly what the students are saying is like, this is a lot less intimidating. Once I get my hand on that stick, then it looks on video. So go check it out. We'll leave a link in the description below. Those classes are filling up really fast. You're gonna learn everything from complete concrete prep, flakes, metallic finishes, top coats. You're gonna leave that class with the confidence to know that your coating business is gonna be headed in the right direction. Now let's get to work, I guess, huh? That was pretty good. Let's get to work, man. So let's get our cords going. We'll get mixing. This is the fun part.
It's like we've been doing this.
Yeah, let's go. Patrick, back together, man. How
My
you
man,
been?
it's been a minute.
It has. I love your new shop.
Thank you, thank you.
Love what you did with the first section of the floor.
Yeah, how'd we do?
You did good,
We
man.
did pretty
Especially
good for our first try.
time. Totally.
We think it turned out nice.
It stuck to the ground. That's a W right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're on the right track. Mm-hmm. So for the viewers that don't know, we met you 5-6 years ago.
It's been a while. Yeah, you see, I brought my Artisan Summit shirt. I'm an OG.
That's a call out,
Represent,
man. That's awesome. That is an OG.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself to the viewers. I kind of gave.
I'm Patrick. I got my start in jewelry, so I did a lot of custom. I do things like meteorite and carbon fiber, and I did a YouTube channel with that for a long time, and we do all our manufacturing here, and that's been an awesome, great project. And lately I've been getting my hands into some other things. And so we've got this new shop here that we're trying to turn into like the fantasy factory. And cool. We're doing a little bit of everything here. We got some car stuff going on that side. And we got our Waterjet over here. And
what do you do with the Waterjet?
So we do two things. We got the Waterjet Channel, which is just a real fun YouTube channel where we do all sorts of just shenanigans and wild stuff. So we do the Waterjet, we do the YouTube channel with that, and then we also do knife blanks. So we have a lot of different knife makers who make custom handmade knives all across America.
And you sell them the blank, and then they go and finish.
Yeah, yep. Right. So we have dozens of different knife steels. Everyone has their favorite knife steel, right? Sure. So you got the Magna Cuts and the carbon steels and so many different ones. So we supply all the steels. If there's something we don't have, they can email us and we'll get it for them.
And where can they find that? We'll leave a link in the description below of all of Patrick. Like Patrick, I don't know anybody else who has their hands in more.
Oh yeah, I have a problem with the too much gene. Yeah,
that's cool. And then you're bringing a big CNC.
And then we're trying to get a CNC in here. So we've got a few different things in mind with that, but really just like if you can make cool stuff with it, I'm about it.
Well, thanks for sticking with Stone Coat and hollering.
Oh man, you guys are the best, the OGs.
All right, so we're gonna continue laying out your gunmetal silver across the whole floor, and then what's the accent color?
It's a black.
Black. We'll save a little bit of the epoxy, bring that accent, meld it. So we pour out a big ribbon. I'll push it back and forth, mix up some accent, throw that out as you wish, and we'll kind of stick with your same flow. We'll kind of do the accents in a flow, and then we grab our T-bar trowel again and start melding.
Awesome.
Pretty simple. So hit the perimeter with that guy and
all right.
Work. Thanks, Patrick.
Yep. We need to get the McLaren out here and do some pictures.
Do it, please.
It's the same colors.
It would look sick. Could you drive it in here?
Well, can we? Yeah, we can drive it right into there. There we go.
I don't know if I'd fit in that bad boy, bro. You think I would?
I think you'd fit. It's
I have lost a little weight.
Once you're in it, it's spacious. It's just the
problem is we were worried about getting out.
yeah. If getting out, you might need like a forklift or
a winch
and a harness. Yeah.
So circling back.
Yeah.
What made you think and choose epoxy for this floor?
Well, we wanted to make the space kind of nice. The idea here is just kind of like our own version of a fantasy factory, and
nice.
I just love the look of it, just the metallic, especially just that cool marbleized look, and it's really nice, really industrial. We're always making messes and doing things, so if we can just have a massive just football field of just epoxy where we can just hose it down and squeegee it off.
Yeah, that's another
It's
cool
gonna be
feature,
so nice.
How easy it is to clean. Have you noticed it pretty easy to clean over
there?
Oh
yeah, you just get the hose out, spray it down, squeegee it off.
How about any like spills? Have you had any?
Oh yeah, I mean that's another thing is like we have all sorts of vehicle fluids over there, and it's
holds up well, huh?
It holds up, yeah, it's bulletproof.
I was inspecting your work, Patrick, and it's looking pretty good to me, man.
It's not,
good job.
Not too shabby, eh?
No. All right, floor's going good. We've got about 20, 25 gallons spread. Everything's going great. A couple pro tips on applying metallic floors. Yabba dabba, don't show up to the job site with spiked shoes that your feet don't fit into. There's a couple different variations of spiked shoes you could go with. We'll leave some links in the description below. Pick up spiked shoes. They gotta be metal, otherwise you're gonna be slipping and sliding all over your wet epoxy. The next pro tip, especially for your larger metallic jobs, get that base coat spread out. Figure out how much material you have. Figure out how much you need to get that floor done. Now we're gonna mix up, put our base color down, and save just a little bit of epoxy for our accent colors. Because nobody wants to mix up all your colors, start spreading it, and you realize you have a whole nother room and you don't have epoxy to fill it. That's a bad day. So get out that base color, bring in your accent, that way you know you have plenty of material to cover that floor. think?
Oh man, this turned out so cool.
It did.
It's like a river of marble.
Yeah.
And it's vast.
It is.
We need to put a little squash court in here or something.
Yeah. Pickleball court.
Pickleball, yeah, no, I don't.
Hot right
yeah.
now. But man, this is the fanciest workshop floor I've ever done.
Is it?
Yes, I love it.
Right on.
Great colors, fantastic. It went down well. The team did so good yesterday. But final step on this project is a top coat option. There's a couple options to go with. You've got a urethane top coat, which is called our ultimate top coat, or we have a polyaspartic top coat, which this is a more of your finish like this. And it's also extremely durable and chemical resistant. So it is the right choice for an industrial style workshop. A couple of pro tips on best results. Mix it, pour a big ribbon, get your floor trowel, pull it tight, and then you need a roller, a clean delinted roller, and you're gonna roll nice and slow. You wanna stay off it about 15 to 18 hours, keep a vehicle off it for about 5 to 7 days.
Okay.
But from then, go to work.
Get to work. Yeah. All right.
How long is the cure time on this? Like
on this product?
work time, I guess.
Oh, work time. You have about the same amount of time as we had here.
Okay.
So I wouldn't roll it after like an hour and a half.
Okay.
So that's why I was saying, pour your ribbons out, get to about here, then start back rolling while somebody else continues spreading the material out this way, and you'll have plenty of time. It's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you guys. We really appreciate it.
We hope you had a great time learning about Patrick and his businesses and watching us lay down the most pretty industrial floor I've ever put down.
Oh yeah.
Good job. I can't wait to see that CNC in here. Some of those vehicles, man. It's gonna be sweet.
We'll send you some pictures.
Awesome, man. Stay in touch.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Subscribe to all of Patrick's businesses and YouTube channels. There are a lot. I can't even name them all. Check out the links in the description below. And from Stonecoat Countertops, don't forget, you got this, and we'll see you on the next video.